I call homeowners in my city, and I've been doing this consistently since November 2023. I actually started my whole cold calling journey in January 2022, and I'm very conversational. I'm not aggressive. I circle prospect. I don't call FSBOs. I don't call expireds. I don't call absentee owners. I don't do probate anymore. I'm technically probate certified, but I don't call all those. It is Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're like, when's a good time to call? Technically speaking, Friday, Saturday. Those are my absolute ultimate favorite days to call because that's strategically when people pick up the phone more. Another realtor friend of mine, actually, he's calling for the first time Saturday today, and he just texted our group and was like, "Oh my God, Saturday is the best day. There's no competition," and he's calling expired. And I was like, "Yeah, welcome to Saturdays. Saturdays are awesome. So if you're part-time, thinking about doing real estate, and you're just getting your feet wet, I highly recommend calling Saturdays." Did a lot of videos, a lot of marketing on YouTube. This is my second channel. This is more behind the scenes of me working. My other one is to get buyers, but more importantly, get the buyers for my listings, which I've been really good at. And I'm going to keep blowing that up and get a higher percentage instead of like 25%. I would love if I got 50% of my listings, I got the buyer directly. I'm working on pre-construction condos. So right now, my husband and I did a whole series for the W in Pompano Beach. So we're working on that as well. But technically speaking, cold calling is what keeps us financially stable. Once you get to like 3 hours straight of cold calling, it's mentally exhausting. Hence why I can do two comfortably. But lately I've just kind of been doing one because I do have listings, I do have pendings. I'm actually talking to two homeowners. One of them is arriving next week, and then the other one, the first week of November. I already spoke to the first. Well, I've spoken to both of them, obviously. But those are their dates that they're going to be in town and kind of talk about pricing and just kind of getting the paperwork out of the way. So I still have 2 more listings coming. So I don't know if you remember. So I'm working on pre-construction condo, right? Trying to figure it out, how to pivot, how to change my main channel to get those big spending buyers. The gentleman who bought I already have 2 pre-construction condos under contract, like legit. And one of them who bought one with me called me recently, like 2 weeks ago, and said, "I want to buy another." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm currently in the process of helping him purchase another one. So that'll be 3 this year. And that one is for the W Pompano Beach Hotel and Residences. And I actually have an entire playlist that my husband and it took us like weeks, like 3 weeks to do 11. I thought it was 12, but it's 11 videos. As of right now, I'm just like releasing them. What else? So that we did a whole video on that. And then I have my one listing that went live. That's 2.7 million. That's the one I did open house today. And I'll be doing an open house for that one tomorrow. The buyers who found me from YouTube, I've been helping them since December of 2024, got them under contract, and we close in 12 days. The voicemail George Hughes. We close in 12 days on that. So it's a lot of amazing transactions for me lately. Carlos, I've been seeing your vids. They're great. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of hard work. And if you notice, if you go to my main channel, right? The other one with the videos, my call to action is for them to download the free brochure. If you click on the brochure, you'll see the landing page that I built. Like, I do everything, Carlos. I'm very hands-on. I'm figuring out how to be a marketer, really. So even that web page, when they land and they download it, I put the download thing together. The thank you page, it's a lot. Like it took us weeks to put it and package it and build it the way that I wanted it to be. And you know, it's really cool. It's working. I'm so excited. It's working. It's not 100%, but I'm starting to see little attractions and little signs. And it's not about volume with that game. It's about high quality buyers who want to buy pre-construction and call me, and I work with them to get these pre-construction condos. Hey, Harold, good to see you. Wow, you're definitely kicking yeah, with your super high-end listing, etc. Yay, Adela, thank you. Yes, that one actually I got like a month ago, but they kept pushing the date back to like release it, and that's totally fine. The feedback has been amazing. Should be under contract soon because that property is so desirable, and price-wise, it's actually pretty comparable to what recently sold. And I even had an appraiser come out and she confirmed, which makes us feel very confident as far as like what the market is doing. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful picture. Autumn Stanley, the home expert. Lovely. Nice to meet you. Hi, Adela. First time catching you live. I've been an agent for 10 months in Georgia, and I'm preparing to purchase Mojo and start the cold calling journey. How exciting! Yay! Congrats! Thanks so much for sharing the money saving Mojo hack. Oh my God, you're so welcome. Louise?
Please leave your message for 954.
Yes. Yeah, man. I've been burned by spending money. Like truly not, I don't know about burned, but my husband and I were talking about it late last night. He's like, the amount of money we've spent and the amount of mistakes and tests and experiments and fails to finally be here truly is like, I can almost like cry about it. But it's just like, it's so frustrating when so many people are like, spend money to make money, and like, do this, do that. And it's like shiny object syndrome. And I'm kind of like, no, whatever it is, if it's a shiny object syndrome, like, I'm not going to pay anyone any more money. I'm so sick and tired of it. This is ridiculous. Like, we should not have to be spending so much just to like survive, make money, be successful at this. Yeah. So no, you're very welcome. I'm so happy that you found me, you found the video, you're here. And if you have any questions about Mojo, you can always feel free to ask. Mojo, I will say this, no technology is perfect, but they are the better ones from what I've heard and or used. And they've just been around, and I love their customer service. Truly, they're so knowledgeable, so professional. For me, sometimes it's like a whole package. Like, Doug?
Please leave your message for.
Like, if I know I like the system, the company, the culture, the values, the service, like, I would rather just stick to that. But more importantly, like, the cost is also very beneficial because I've had Vulcan, I've had Espresso. I know Matt's tried Red X, Harold's tried Red X, did the Enzo. It's just, yeah, I just rather stick to Mojo. And it just, the circle prospecting is really like, if you just call everyone, you're going to spend so little and end up having so much more opportunity and not have competition. It just makes sense. I'm like, do you know how many Saturdays I've called? I've called a lot of Saturdays. Carlos, OMG, awesome. Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of amazing things. I need to get back to posting, and oh my God, I can't believe I totally forgot. I have another story for you guys that just happened to me on like Tuesday and Wednesday, and it's an ongoing thing. Here's my handle. I don't know if you could see it. What is that? I guess it's just my first name dot last name. You can follow me there. This is honestly like my fourth Instagram because I've been trying to figure out Instagram forever. And now I just kind of gave up where I'm like, you know what? It doesn't really matter how many views I get. I just started really using it because of the 7411 Google research that they did, where homeowners research you and look you up. Which brings me to my story. Get this. So I have this one under contract, and a buyer called me directly, and he said, "Hey, is this one still available?" I said, "Well, it's technically pending." He goes, "How solid is it?"
Oh, please leave a message after the tone.
And I said, "Well, it's a cash deal, and sorry, I don't know, I have hiccups. It's a cash deal, and we're past inspection, and the buyer already did their application for the condo association, and we're supposed to close soon." I said, "There's actually one left, and because I'm so good at the market and I'm so good at keeping my homeowners up to date and knowing the inventory, that I was able to just like break it down to him." And I said, "Listen, I listed mine, and then within 2 weeks, it's a corner unit, beachfront, like literally the one closest to the beach." I said, "Then within 2 weeks, 3 more came up. Then there was 4 of us."
Voicemail. The person you're trying to
I said, 2 already sold and mine's pending. There's only 1 left. It's this unit. And we just talked, and he was like, "Okay, great. I want to see it." I booked it. So I'm helping him. But when I met with him in person, like we left, it was a great, great showing. I got all his details. I got everything, like bank statements, delete. Anyways, long story short, he confessed to me, you guys. He legit said, "I did my due diligence." And I said, "Oh, you did your due diligence?" He goes, "Yeah." He got all excited. He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I could have totally called the listing agent directly, but I decided to talk to you because I looked you. I saw your Instagram. I saw your website. I saw your YouTube." He goes, "You're very active and you're doing really well." He goes, "So I decided to call you directly." I'm like, "Oh my God." He goes, "You're doing amazing things." I'm like, "Thank you." He goes, "Yeah, that's why I called you instead of calling the listing agent directly." He goes, "Because I could have." I go, "Yeah, you could have." He goes, "But I really liked, everything." I'm like, "Oh my God, it's so awesome." So that's why that Instagram is my 4th one. I've deleted all the other old ones because they're just terrible. But I decided, you know what, I'm not going to put my pressure on myself as far as like growing it. If it grows organically, cool. But it's just a way for homeowners to look me up and to realize that I'm legit. So if you haven't considered social media, just do it so that you know if a homeowner is looking you up, they have something to see. So that's my 2 cents about Instagram. So anyways, yeah, you can follow me there. In fact, I actually realized I should probably put it in our Facebook group because I know people ask me about my handle. I should probably just like post and be like, "Hey, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, like you guys can watch or look there," because I post here and there. I post it kind of like when I'm in a mood. And so I treat LinkedIn the same as Instagram, where I like post my videos, post my, like what I'm doing, post, everything that I do. I'm not the greatest at it, but I know it's a platform where homeowners will find you. And what's so amazing is last weekend when I launched that new listing for 2.7, I had people sign in. Some of them did not give me their email or phone number. And I was like, "It's okay, I'll still find you." And so I Googled them. No joke. I found 3 out of the 4 on LinkedIn. And so I actually went on LinkedIn and requested to connect with them. And 1 out of the 3 accepted my connection on LinkedIn. So now she can see me
number 9
posting. So then she'll feel more comfortable, like, "Oh, okay, Adela actually does business. She's busy. She's out there. She's working." So if they do decide to sell, hopefully I can grab her that way because they are considering selling in the future. So I'm like, "There's a lead. I'll just befriend her on LinkedIn." If you guys ever call on a Saturday, highly recommend doing it 10 to 12. I would have done it, but I was prepping for the open house and then at the open house, so I didn't do it. Easily, you could get like 2 leads and I don't know, like 24 conversations in a 2-hour period on a Saturday from 10 to 12. So it's been 27 minutes, almost 28 minutes on the dialer. And I have 3 contacts, 3 conversations. So minimum I like is 6. I prefer 7 minimum as a minimum. For autumn, since you mentioned you're going to start your cold calling journey, if you're still here, I would recommend start with a single line dialer, but I'm sure you probably saw that from the video that I talked about circle prospecting. I would just say start at 15-minute increments and do that for like 5 days at least, and then increase it to 30 minutes. I can't remember if I said that in the video or not. But just start slow because you got to get used to Mojo and like the organization of it all first. Staying local is like the way to go. I just think it's better for everyone because you know the developments that are coming up, you know how it's changing, you know the street corners of like, you know where everything is, where all the shops are. You tend to know like where the high schools are and all the schools, all the religious buildings. Like you even know how far places are. So when people ask you like, how far is it to get to the beach? How far is it to get to this? How far is the closest theater? How far is blah, blah, blah. And then I can just be like, oh, it's up the road. Oh, on this street, you would never guess, but it's the most popular restaurant. Like you should go check it out. So you really, really, really do become the expert of it all. If you haven't been following along, I've actually been working this one list. I'm kind of doing what Kristen was mentioning about calling a list 3 times. I honestly, for the last 2 years, probably, I've been just calling the list once. And it took me for a 2 years or a year and a half to call everyone just on the calling them once. So I finally kind of went back in and started pulling more. Thanks for stopping in. Join our Facebook group. It's in the description if you haven't already. And just so you guys know, like my appointments, I don't have that many.
Hello. Please leave a message.
I don't have that many appointments, but at the same time, the appointments that I do have, they're kind of more like meet and greets. They're ongoing. It's not a determining factor like, did I get the listing? Because they're just circle prospecting, like get-togethers. But that's why I also have like a higher listing to appointment conversion per se. So it's really nice because then I'm not like running around meeting with strangers all the time and then feeling bad about myself that I only got like 1%. Instead, it's like if I meet 15, I get 10.
Leave your message for 3.
So for example, I've gone on 29
A valid phone number or
29 for the year. I've pretty much taken like 20 listings. I think I'm going to be at closing like 16, or I'm at 16 or something like that. I have to look at the data. But at the same time, those appointments set, I'm still meeting with those because I've actually already met, for example, 2 of those I've already met. Or at least like, well, no, excuse me, I met with 2, one's coming on the 20th. Then I'll meet them in person, but we've already been talking over the phone for a while. And then the other, but that one I didn't put in. If I were to start with circle prospecting, how long would you think it takes to get your first listing from it? It's such a big, it can be all over the place. So I don't know if you're in our Facebook group. Similar with Sergio, he was like, I think a month, or I forget exact. I'm kind of, because it was earlier in the year, he started circle prospecting. And I think the guy was probably on the phone like, yeah, we actually are.
Please leave a message after the tone.
We actually are thinking about selling, and in July, and I think he'd like spoken to him in April. And he was already, and they already had their plan and they did not have a realtor. So he got a listing. Matt, he started circle prospecting earlier in the year. I think like April, he found me. He started circle prospecting. I think his was, oh gosh, Matt, don't be mad at me if you're watching the
Hello.
replay. It may have been 4 months. For myself, I started circle prospecting November, and I was calling. And then I spoke with a lady February, and I listed hers in March. So it's like, even though it was taking time and like calling, the actual person was a month. In Jackie's case, it was a week. And Sergio, it was like immediately, but then he listed it later, right? But just to be on the safe side, I'd recommend like at least 6 months. It just depends on your market. But the interesting part for me is like, even though I got that one in March, because I had put so much work into it, then I was getting a listing in April and May and June.
Is now complete.
And I remember like getting, I don't know, like 3 or 5 that April, and then like 5 more that May, and like 4 June. I was just like taking listing after listing after listing after listing from all the people from prior. So then like July to December, I was just busy like closing out all my listings, which I ended up listing 15, and I got 10, I closed 10 by that December. So just, I don't know what market you're in, how often you'll call, how consistent you'll be, but the more consistent you can be about it, and the more you can call, at least, like if you can do 2 hours a day, but build up to that, then you're going to be getting results sooner. But for me, it's always about, are they planning on selling within 5 years, and do they have a realtor? I don't want them to have a realtor, because then literally I'm the only one standing. If they are planning on selling within 5 years, I will take them as a lead, because from experience, what happens is their timeline moves up. I think I've only had less than a handful, probably like 2 or 3 people who push their date out. Most of the time it's forward. Oh, that's what happened with Matt. The one that Matt took, they told him, yeah, we're going to sell next year. And then I think within a month or 2, they called him and said, hey, we actually want to go ahead and just list now. And so he got his listing. So I hope that helps. Sergio is in we're all in different states. Jackie's in like an hour north of me in Florida, but every market is different. So you just gotta kind of put the work. That's why I tell people, like, if you have a full-time job or a part-time job, you might as well like start doing this after work, before work, on your lunch break, 30 minutes if you want to get started. Just to build your pipeline so it starts maturing. Like your pipeline starts maturing over time, because then all of a sudden you start having like popcorn effect where they're just like popping off. Hence, which is why like I have those 2 people coming up in November and October, because they're just maturing and they're like, hey, Adela, we're ready. We're coming down. We want to meet with you. And that's just more of a conversation of pricing and paperwork. That's it. I had originally started calling like FSBOs and expireds, and it was really interesting because the feedback I got was like, oh, if they don't list now, they'll eventually list. And some of them you have to follow up with for months. But then I realized, well, wait, if I just start SoCal prospecting and I'm going to have to follow up with people for months anyway, but there's no competition, then why am I going to follow up with an expired who's getting hounded and called by hundreds, if not thousands, of realtors constantly? People like chasing down the business.
Please leave your message.
So the only ever way I got FSBOs or expireds was by being the first one to call them. And I did do 2 videos. You can go to my channel if you haven't already seen those, but that's the only. Okay, so that was the only way ever. I literally only ever got 3 FSBOs, and I got 4 expireds canceled from that. I did get a probate when I was calling probate, but after that entire experience, I was like, I do not want to call probate people. Like, it was just a nightmare. Just the transaction that I had for the most part. So I just figured, you know what, if I just keep circle prospecting, I just keep following up with people when the day that they're ready.
Hello, we are not available now. Please.
And the people that I keep following up with, they're so thankful and they're so happy that I follow up with them. And they'll just tell me like, oh, I'm not ready. Oh, next year. Or like, yeah, we're just waiting for, blah, blah, blah to happen. It has nothing to do with the market. It's literally just what's going on with their life. Whether it's like a kid's going off to college, someone's retiring, someone wants to be closer to their adult children, but maybe the adult children are in the process of moving. It can be a lot of different reasons. You can't control people answering. You can't control someone becoming a lead, but what you can control is you just literally putting in the time to make these calls and do the reach outs. So if I have a day where I don't have a lead, that's okay. It's fine. It is what it is. But what I do is look back at like my 30 days, like my month, like, okay, the month is over. What did I do this month? Because then once you look at it on a monthly, you can analyze it on a quarterly, and then you can analyze it on a yearly. So for example, in 2024, I got 103 leads. And this year I think it's 163 this year already, 163 homeowners who are planning, who are thinking and deciding about selling. So realistically, the 103 plus the 163-ish is 266 homeowners. Maybe we can count a couple of those off because I've listed them, but that's just from the compound effect of just going like calling consistently. If you think about it on a conversion aspect, like if I just do 10% of that, that's already 20, which makes sense because I will be listing about 22 this year. Maybe next year my goal will be like 300 leads. And the only way that can happen is by me actually spending a little more time on the phone. And then I can also look at this year and go, okay, where did I fall as far as like not calling as much as I used to? Like for example, the holidays. So hence I'm thinking, okay, in last December, I didn't call that much because it was the holidays. I guess I didn't plan that properly. So that's why I'm thinking of doing the 2-week challenge in December, which will be the first 2 weeks of December. So then that way I can hit my goal within 2 weeks and take the last 2 weeks off in December. If you're not already part of our Facebook group, you can join. It's in the description. And if you want the free circle prospecting script, that is also in the description. There's so much other stuff, like everything I use for business and whatnot is down there. All right, guys, enjoy your weekend. I will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.